Sales tax could be going up in Alabama's largest county. That's one option on the table to make up for lost revenue. But can you really afford it? Good evening, everyone. I'm Shanna Myers. Cynthia Gould has the night off. That added tax would hit every family with every bag of groceries or other purchase. CBS 42's Mike McClanahan breaks down what it could mean for you.
2 News.
Some other ideas for increasing revenue include a new lower occupational tax or unearmarking money from the current 1-cent sales tax, which funds things like the county health department. Well, if you plan to gas up on your way into work tomorrow morning, be prepared. It's going to hurt your wallet. Statewide, the average cost for a gallon of regular unleaded is $3.44. It's 2 less cents in Birmingham at $3.42. Gas up in Tuscaloosa and you'll pay a penny less at $3.41. Really want to feel the pain at the pump? We'll compare those prices to the average 1 year ago, a much less painful $2.72 a gallon. In the midst of the destruction in Japan comes a ray of hope. 9 days after the earthquake crippled the island nation, an 80-year-old woman and her teenage grandson were pulled from their ravaged home. Now, they were trapped in the kitchen and survived by eating yogurt and other food in the refrigerator. 2 units at Japan's stricken nuclear plant are now cool enough to be declared under control. Though pressure unexpectedly rose in its 3rd unit's reactor, several days of pumping water into the fuel storage pools cooled 2 of the units, but the problem remains for the 6th reactor. While crews continue to work on that side, teams continue sifting through the rubble of fallen homes and flooded buildings.
After the big quake was over,
Mickey Mello is one of the first Americans evacuated from Japan. The college student was in the country studying economics and was in a store when the massive quake hit. He says although he's happy to be alive and back with his family, in many ways he wishes he was still in Japan.
sad for what happened, of course, to Japanese people, and I want to be there to see them recover, and see how things go. And, I'm just disappointed I had to leave when I did.
As if survivors don't have enough to worry about, now there are concerns over food contamination. Cases of contaminated vegetables, dust and water raise new fears. Raw milk and vegetables from farms near the nuclear reactor plants cannot be sold. The government placed a hold on those sales. They say more testing is needed to determine long-term effects and the amount of radiation that's present. The fallout from Japan continues to reach the U.S. Workers at a Louisiana General Motors plant will not clock in tomorrow. A part needed at the plant isn't rolling off production lines. That's creating a shortage that led to more than 800 employees being temporarily laid off. The union workers will still get paid, but not as much as their regular salary. They were told to come to work Friday for a status update. Emergency teams in Japan will get a helping hand from Alabama tomorrow. Missions Unlimited, a humanitarian group in Jasper, spent the weekend collecting several thousand flashlights and batteries. They'll be loaded up on a plane tomorrow in Birmingham to help crews as they continue looking for victims and survivors. David, beautiful evening this evening.
Huh?
No more supermoon? Is it gone now?
Well, more or less, I think it's gone if we quit talking about it.
Okay. You really don't like the supermoon. But
No, it was nice. It was nice, but there was a lot of hype that went along with the supermoon.
That is true. I didn't really see the difference, to be honest.
People were blaming their brackets, going bad on the supermoon and all kinds of stuff. I know, gas went up because of the supermoon, so things were kind of difficult there for a little bit. A little bit cooler weather toward the end of the week, which is nice. My air conditioner ran and ran and ran over the weekend like yours did, and don't you always hate that smell that you get as soon as your air starts coming on for the first time?
Yeah, exactly. And with the heat as well. You notice that, but not that you'd be turning on the heat now.
No, but you worry about it because it's running and running, and gas is so high and electricity is so high.
You are really bringing it down here to another level here on the news.
Sorry. Let me put my scripts back up here and I'll rewrite some of those.
Thank you, David.
Yeah.
Well, what's killing dolphins along the Alabama and Mississippi Gulf Coast? In the last week, 9 have washed ashore. While some are calling it an unusual mortality event, many hope scientific testing will lead to real answers. The 9 dolphins last week brings the total to 62 dead this year alone. Thousands of believers are in Shelby County this week hoping to see the Virgin Mary. It's a pilgrimage many take part in every year. CBS 42's Kimberly Rankin looks at how this event is attracting people from all over the world. This year's Prayers to Mary center around world peace, especially the conflicts happening in Libya. For a second night, heavy anti-aircraft fire filled the air over central Tripoli tonight. There is no sign of incoming missiles striking the Libyan capital. A ceasefire announcement came after 24 hours of air bombardment from American, French, and British forces. In his first public remarks since the start of the bombings, U.S. Defense Secretary Robert Gates says the Pentagon expects to turn control of the Libya military mission over to a coalition led by either the French or British or by NATO in a matter of days. Still to come, March Madness and a tall, cold one. People in Tuscaloosa can now enjoy both on a Sunday, how it's helping the bottom line for business owners, and fruity flavors work with pretty much anything. At least that's what one beer company is banking on. How about a big glass of blueberry-filled beer? Yummy. It's gonna happen. Stay with us. March Madness is a great time for friends to get together and watch some great hoops. And in T-Town, for the first time, they can do so over drinks on Sunday. It's been a little under a month since Tuscaloosa voted to allow Sunday sales. Restaurant and bar managers that we talked with said their sales have gone up dramatically since this time last year, and they're really looking forward to the boom the NCAA tournament's going to bring.
We're busier in the afternoons and then later at night. Especially March Madness has been extremely beneficial. People come in and watch the games, and baseball's starting, and it was a lot busier than I thought it would be.
Managers say while they may not be packed on Sundays, the effects are seen over a full day with more people hanging around for a drink or meeting up with friends. Well, move over for Loco. A new fruity beer is coming to town, and this is not your father's Colt 45. The Pabst Brewing Company is launching Blast. It's a fruity malt liquor with a 12% alcohol content. Strawberry, lemonade, blueberry, pomegranate, and grape are just a few of the flavors offered. The new beverage will hit local stores next month, and here is the best part. The company snagged Snoop Dogg to be the spokesman for the product. So I say beer and Snoop Dogg winning.
12% would even knock over Snoop Dogg.
It really
and that guy
would.
can drink some beer.
And he is excited about that product. Let me tell you, I saw the promo for it.
I can imagine. It tastes a little bit like his song, I guess Gin and Juice,
Gin
but
and
it's a
Juice.
beer. But anyway, hey, we're going to get to basketball and talk a little sports here right now.